Okay, you guys are finally going to get your jar salads tutorial. I'm going to throw some olive oil in my dressing, which has balsamic in it already, because the dressing has to go into the jar first. Okay. Now, here's a little piece of paper, which I'm going to provide you guys with. And the salad dressing, you put 1 to 4 tablespoons, depending on how much you like. And that goes in the very bottom of the jar, because you do not want that to touch any of your greens, or they will go limp. So, we don't like anything limp. So, I'm not even going to measure. I'm just going to throw it in. Throw in a little, throw in a little, throw in a little. I'll do 5. And throw in, this is only about a tablespoon. I don't like too much dressing. It's too gross if there's too much. I don't like too much in there. All right. Okay, now the hard chunk produce like carrots, beets, apples, peppers, whole grape tomatoes, etc. go in the bottom. And the reason for that is that keeps the things like lettuce away from the dressing. So I have some apples here, and I use this handy dandy slicer, which is one of my favorite kitchen tools, to chop my apples with. It makes it very easy. So I'm going to use some apples in there. I like apples in my salad. So I'll put some apples in each of my salads. This is one very easy food prep, and then you've got salads for the whole week. I'm just making 5. And if I have any apples left over, I'll use those to make some more overnight oats, because you know what? We already ate all the overnight oats because they were so good. They were really popular. And I'm going to put some tomatoes. I'm just going to leave them whole. That will help keep the lettuce leaves away from the dressing for sure. Maybe make sure I have about 5 or so in each one of them. Okay. And then we put cheese and proteins if we're putting them in. I'm not going to. We can add those each day if we want to. Then you go with a softer produce like avocados, or diced if we're using diced tomatoes, strawberries, dried fruit, or sprouts. I'm just going to put in my cucumbers, and my peppers are pretty small, so I'm going to put my cucumbers, which are pretty chunky. I'm going to put those in, and then my peppers, because I've got those. Those are kind of delicate because I've got them cut very small. And I'm going to put some onions in there too. Okay, I've got these purple onions, which are very mild. Sometimes they're not. You never know with purple onions what you're getting. These ones happen to be pretty mild, luckily. These salad jars are so pretty when you're done, even though they're tasty too, but they're beautiful. They look really pretty after you're finished. Hopefully you can see all this. I just got a new stand to hold my camera with, which is so cool. So now I don't have to have a shaky camera all over the place. All right, peppers. I have some beautiful orange and red peppers. I'll throw some of those in. Oh, I'm going to run out of space. I won't have room for too much lettuce. I'm not careful. I'll crunch everything down so I can put lots. It's a good idea to bring a bowl to work with you or wherever you're going to have your salad, because you dump all this out into the bowl because it's packed in pretty tight in the jar. It's not like you can mix it around in the jar. How pretty that is. Now let's throw in some nuts and seeds. The nuts and seeds go next. I'm going to throw in some, I toast mine because I'm a princess, and princesses toast their nuts and seeds. I just think they taste better, so that's what I do. I'm throwing in some sunflower seeds. It just adds a little hit of protein, adds a little hit of healthy oils, healthy fats for you, some nice nutrients. Gotta love those. I'm going to toss in a few pecans. We don't need too many because we've already got a lot of seeds in there. If you're really being careful of how much you're eating, then you want to measure all this, which I'm not measuring right now, which is probably should be, but I'm not. Okay, the last thing you put in is your greens, your lettuce. So at the very top of all this, you're stuffing in a bunch of lettuce, and you're just jamming in there as much as you can. And after you stuff in all this lettuce, you just throw a lid on there. Throw a lid on all that. There you go. Throw that in the fridge. There's 5 lunches. Beautiful. And I'm going to put this recipe, I'm going to post that for you guys with the full instructions of how to make a beautiful jar salad. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.